Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our meeting here. We're going to get started here in a moment. Just a few announcements from the hosts of tonight's meeting. This is a joint meeting between the Wisconsin chapter of the National Railway Historical Society and the Northwestern Illinois chapter of the National Railway Historical Society. I'm going to have a few announcements on behalf of the Wisconsin chapter. Jerry will have a few announcements on behalf of the NWI chapter. But before we get, and then we're going to get into the program. But before we do, though, let me just again acknowledge that NRHS National President Al Weber is in the house, and we did not rehearse this or plan this or anything. But Al, if you just want to unmute yourself and say a few words from the perspective of the national, anything you could tell us about what's going on with you guys and specifically the convention.
Well, we're coming up to see everybody in Milwaukee here shortly. The convention booklet will be out on the 15th as of now, plus or minus a day. There are some really, really, really rare and important things that we're going to have. I encourage all of you to come. It is, we can't do things like come ride the trains, but we will have a train trip. Some of you that live up there, you've been to a lot of the places we're going, but some of the people that are 200 people that normally come will not have been to them. So I encourage all of you to come and help show these foreign members your area. It's a beautiful area up there. Other than that, National's moving along pretty good. We're looking at a bunch of new stuff, and we just announced today the grants we put out. We put out $75,000 worth of grants, and they went up on the webpage and Facebook this afternoon. So that's helping preserve railroad history, and that's our goal.
Oh, thank you. That's wonderful, Al. I appreciate that. Heritage grants soon to be announced, it says on the NRHS webpage. So do you have any additional info on those?
It takes volunteers time to get it done.
Okay, so it will be up
Don will have it up shortly.
Okay, good deal. And again, that's funded by member dues, or how is the Heritage Grant
Absolutely no dues. Absolutely no dues go to it. It's all done from extra donations, and from, in our case now, we've actually gotten some very large groups wanting us to distribute money for them for railroad preservation. We did that. We get a grant every year. We have to apply for it, and it's good for 3 years, and we just got it again. And that's what basically half of the $75,000 a year is. We also are going to be selling some paintings that were donated to us on an auction this fall, and that'll also go to historic. It'll go to the grants program. Wonderful. So have it there. It's all perfect. No dues.
Good to know that. And then again, next week, about a week from today, give or take a few days, you're going to publish the entire everything, the itinerary and everything for the convention, and you're not at liberty to talk about it until that point. Is that correct?
That is correct. But yes, it's the problem is that Dawn and the committee still are talking about things like bus scheduling and the timing on that. When you have a large group of people like this, moving them around gets to be tricky. Is the highway going to be crowded at that time of day or not?
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Well, thank you. Thank you for that update, Al. Appreciate your being here tonight. And and as we mentioned, Tony White is in the house as well. Tony's vice president of NRHS. And Tony, anything you need to add to that?
No, I think Al did a wonderful job as usual.
Wonderful. Okay, excellent. All right, so I'm going to get back into the Wisconsin chapter announcements. Tonight's presentation is a joint presentation with the NWI chapter. John Dziobko's Rock Island from 1980 back to 1973, and assisted by Erik Rasmussen and Ray Peacock, and they will introduce themselves as part of the presentation here coming up. This is a special night for the Wisconsin chapter. For many years, John has been a program host for NWI on an annual basis, and things got kind of mucked up a little bit with the pandemic. But Jerry Pfeiffer and I had some discussions, and we decided, well, let's bring this to a larger audience. So we're happy that you're all here for this. So thank you. I would like to acknowledge the new Wisconsin chapter members: Andrew Hale from Shoreview, Minnesota, Joel Kirchner from Elgin, Illinois, and I think I saw Joel here in the room tonight. Kevin Madsen from Superior is a new member. Sarah Koss from Middle River, Maryland, a new member. Maurice King from Morris, Illinois, is a new member. All these folks joined within the last month or so. Mike Sasala, he's in the room tonight. He's from South Milwaukee. Thank you, Mike, for joining. Barry Johnson from Deer Park, New York, new member. Rel Barrett from Kenosha, also new member, and he's in the room tonight. And finally, Mark Westerfield. He just handed me his dues at lunch the other day, so that was a good thing. And I will also say that Dave Kroger has mentioned that he signed up online today too. So we will acknowledge him once the paperwork gets processed. If you are not yet a member of the Wisconsin chapter of the NRHS, please consider joining. www.nrhswis.org. Click the Join tab. Of course, if you're covered under the NWI chapter, there's no need to join the Wisconsin chapter unless you'd really like to. And of course, we would love to welcome you if you would. The Wisconsin chapter will have its online slideshow on Tuesday, April 20th. 7:30 p.m. We have a couple of presenters lined up, but we're looking for more. If you want to be a presenter, drop a note.
April 20th is over.
Yeah, that happened already.
Well, it's not April 20th. It's
No.
not. It's June 15th. Is that right, Tom? How's that look on your calendar? June 15th?
Looks good.
Yeah. And good. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Tom always keeps us on the straight and narrow. So we appreciate Tom looking after us for that. Sparks and Cinders, and I hear Keith in the background there. Sparks and Cinders is our monthly newsletter, and let me just quickly pull this up real quick. It is posted on our website, NRHSWIS.org. Just click the newsletter tab. A little bit about our meeting. Interesting thing that we did this month is a story about Watco purchasing a bunch of branch lines in Wisconsin from CN. And there's this wonderful map here that we commissioned, Rick Johnson did. So that's in our newsletter that is on our chapter website right now. Please do take a look at it if you haven't. And if you're a member, you've already received that in the mail. So thank you for that. So please do consider joining. If you're not a member of the Wisconsin or the NWI chapter, please consider joining the Wisconsin chapter. The dues are $21 a year. You can pay it right online. And this space is for rent. And those are the announcement. Oh, there is one other announcement here. The June membership meeting of the Wisconsin chapter NRHS, first Friday in June, is Brian Sykes doing CNS then and now. So that's coming up as well. And now with that, I am going to turn the baton over to Jerry Pfeiffer, my colleague and counterpart at the NWI chapter. He is in a room with a bunch of people, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his chapter and some of the things that are going on there, and then he'll introduce our speakers. Take it away, Jerry.
Thanks, Mike. Earlier this year, Mike, through the Wisconsin chapter, the Iowa chapter, chapter in Minnesota, sent out letters wondering how we're coping with the pandemic and meetings in our organizations. And so I communicated with Mike about it. And through our discussions, we came about, wouldn't it be neat if we could do a joint meeting? So we progressed with that, and we came up with this idea where we're at tonight. And then it was, what are we going to do? I said, well, you know, John Dziobko has always been our leadoff hitter for the year in January. And last year we were unable to because of reasons beyond our control. So I noticed John was in Mike's mailing list. So I said, why not plug in John's program? It's stuff we've seen a number of times, but Erik has promised this will include some more new stuff, because a man who shot over 500,000 slides got to have some new stuff we haven't seen yet. So I asked Erik and Ray Peacock if they would put together a program for us based on John's photographs. Erik decided to narrow the focus down to the Rock Island, which John covered quite extensively. So I knew with that collection it would be a go. So Erik produced the program, and Ray is with John now, so John can take part, which we had thought maybe he wasn't going to be able to because of, again, the way the conditions are, but everything seems to be falling in line here. And so I've said about all I care to. And so I'm going to hand this over to Erik and let him take it from this point.
Oh, excuse me, I'm feeding my 3-week-old daughter right now, but I have put together about 200 slides of John's Rock Island, like the program says. We're starting a shutdown in 1980 and running all the way back to when John first moved to and then visited the Quad Cities in 1967. So quite a bit of material there. I had to trim quite a bit. He's got quite a bit of good stuff there. So I guess without further ado, I can get right in it. John, do you have any words you want to say first? I know you haven't had a chance to preview this yet, but I'll give you an opportunity to introduce yourself if you'd like.
Hi everybody. Thanks for attending this thing. I'm going to enjoy it as much as you, and we're going to have another fun night.
I would like to just add one thing, and then I'm going to let Erik and John take over. As the person that's helping John with his collection of slides, I had an opportunity over the winter to get some more organization done on them. And basically, when we moved John out of his house, we put all of his slides, Erik, from a lot of them in the computer boxes, because John had left his slides like they came from Kodak processing, still in the boxes, excepting the first 12 or 13 years that he shot slides. So what that means is his first decade of shooting pictures, there were more individual slides and they weren't in boxes. They're all in hard cases right now. But in the 1960s and beyond, John started improving with his better cameras, and his style of shooting started changing, where he would do the WGRF stuff and take a whole box full of roster shots, a brand new whatever. And so a lot of the sorting's got to be done on that. But I got them all out of those cardboard, not the Kodak boxes, but the computer boxes, which start to fall apart after about 3 years, and put them all in these 32-quart plastic cases that are sealed. And by doing that, I was able to compute that he's got roughly about 320,000 slides of his own, and probably another 30 or 40,000 slides of just ones that he's collected and traded over the years, going back to when he started in the early 1950s. So that's all I wanted to say. The show is really John and Erik's, and I'm going to turn it over to them and let you guys go.
Yeah, thank you, Ray, for nice comments there.
Okay, John, feel free to chime in whenever, if you've got some comments about whatever I throw up on the screen.
If I think of something, yeah.
Okay.
If it's meaningful.
Otherwise,
if I can remember.
otherwise I've got the locations and I know most of the dates. You don't know most of the dates, but we do have the processing date that was stamped on the slide. So that's at least somewhere to start. But I'll go ahead and get rolling. Start sharing the show.
Oh, this is nice. We're getting recorded. Hey, Alan Ryder in the corner.
Okay, I was wondering who that was with the red ball cap there.
Well,
Alan Ryder.
there's a story behind that. Alan Ryder was working for the Rock at the time, and he was in charge of rebuilding these Jeeps. Later on, he's more famous for engineering, or he wouldn't take the credit for it, but for helping NS with their 30 heritage units and applying the paint schemes to all the models that they had to apply various classic paint schemes to. So he's a rail fan. He just retired from NS about a year or two ago.
Perfect.
I think Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that's his home. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And Mike, you were wondering about that. Mike, you were wondering about that car in the background. I found it. It's an old Rock Island RPO. RPO car there at Solus.
Oh, look at this.
So we'll get started with right after the Rock shutdown. The EJ&E was the directed service provider.
I remember that. Yeah.
On the Rock Island from Joliet to Peoria. So this happened to be what I believe to be May 1st, 1980, May 31st, 1980, of the J cleanup train leaving Peoria, going through Chillicothe, going back and ending their directed service on the line. John, how did you find out about this train? Do you remember?
Remember how you found out about that train, the directed service?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
Well, his network of friends included Mark Lynn and our gentleman from Rockford. I can't think of his name. He passed away.
It was common knowledge amongst the rail fans about this.
Gary Powell, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, Gary Powell. Yeah. Oh, I like that caboose.
Yeah, and the 3J caboose is bringing up the rear past that unique signal bridge at Bureau. Then over in the Quad Cities, the Milwaukee Road was the directed service provider from Davenport out to Wilton, Iowa, and Iowa City. So what they would have to do is make a reverse move from their yard at Nahant to the main line at Missouri Division Junction in Davenport to then head west up the hill out toward Wilton. So this is that move, shoving caboose first up to the main line.
That's
From
right.
up the old Kansas City main line up to where they'll take to the main line to Des Moines.
Missouri River Junction, I remember that.
Yep.
That's nice. I like that one. Here's one.
The Milwaukee crew headed west on the Rock Island.
Where's it going to go?
They were going to go switch Durant and Wilton. And that same train passing the Rock Island Depot at Durant.
It's gone now.
Later burned down by the fire department for practice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Very nice. I like that. In fact, oh, is that one of mine?
These are quite a few freight cars that were collected by the trustee at Silvis Yard, looking east toward the east end of the yard from the highway overpass, actually the road overpass, Carbon Cliff.
Very nice.
And then I thought this was kind of interesting. At the very east end of the yard, where the yard goes back into the main line, right near the Rock River Bridge. So on the other side of that set of crossovers and signals is the Rock River Bridge. But here at this point in April or so, probably April 1980, the main lines have already started to rust over, and all the SD40-2s have been gathered for their eventual sale. And here's another shot of those SD40s all together.
So all these people in the world are watching this now, right? Throughout the world? Yeah, okay.
So I'll just run through a few extra things of sitting around at Silvis that have been gathered by the trustee. The deadlines are at Silvis.
That's fine.
U30 with E8, Jeep 40. And line of just about everything. Switchers to E units to Jeeps.
Well, look at the lineup, there's a lot of stuff.
That's
there.
another view of the yard from the 9th Street pedestrian overpass to the shops.
Oh, that's nice, I like that one.
And this is the hump tower at Silvis, processed in March of 1980. So this would have been taken earlier in the month of March when the railroad was still in operation. I can see the parking lots full of workers waiting for their last day. Thought it was pretty interesting that they painted the top of the tower blue with the Rock logo, but still kept the Rock Island lines and the old lettering on the side of the building there on the left. Another view from the hump.
Oh, so I took that. Yeah, probably did. Oh, Eric, thanks for showing these pictures. by
You're
the
welcome,
way.
John.
Yeah, I hope everybody's showing them. I'm trying to remember something.
This was looks like a westbound manifest that's pulling out of the yard, out the side of the hump yard, passing next to the hump. They did have a small ready track with a sand tower, and where some of the local DeSilvis engines could get servicing without going to the main shop. Of course, a couple of wedge plows there too.
Well, that's a nice one. I like that one.
And this one, John, I think you got this one set up for you. A couple of the other pictures on this roll of film, they were putting these engines in order for you. So
I don't
I don't know
wish I
who you talked to.
I wish I could remember that, Eric. I don't remember that, but I think they did something like that. Yeah, that's a nice shot. I like this one.
Yep.
Don't you wish we could go back in time and do that all over again?
Oh, yes, I do. Absolutely. This is a westbound manifest in downtown Davenport along 5th Street, the brick road that runs on both sides of the main line.
Yeah.
Since it's on the north track, it will head west toward Council Bluffs or Des Moines and Council
Today there's
Bluffs.
only one track there.
There is only one track there now. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
This is westbound at that's the Linwood mining in the background, approaching Buffalo, Iowa.
What train is that? 57?
I have no
Looks
idea.
kind of hot.
Yep. So this is
Oh,
on
piggyback,
the
yeah.
main line
I don't.
on the main line to Kansas City.
Yeah. Piggyback service, right? Yeah, there was one in the afternoon they ran like that.
Yep.
A little bit job on that one. I
Yeah,
like that
one of the oddballs that got a white nose but kept the maroon. Rest of the body was maroon.
Yeah. Gotta say one thing, Rock Island people never bothered me on a property. I do whatever I wanted to and take pictures. So, but I was careful, try to be careful. Where are we here? Right?
Westbound on somewhere out one of the rural crossings east of Geneseo, Illinois.
That's, yeah. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Back in that old 100-mile-an-hour territory.
Yep.
I saw them going 100 miles an hour on the rocket. Oh
33B
boy,
is
you
up
couldn't
for
believe it.
such.
I took a picture of it.
And they look like they're all running too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same spot,
look at
next
this.
train, had some E units and an F unit.
Yeah, they ran these units on weekends when they didn't have commuter service. So, I mean, they
Well,
were sitting around.
At this point, I believe RTA had already taken over the commuter operations, so it freed up a lot of E units for freight service too.
Is there a guy waving there? Oh, I like that one. That's a nice one, Ray. Where's that?
Westbound on the Council Bluffs main line at Alyssa with
Okay.
some UP pool power and this EMD test vehicle.
Oh, look at that one. Yeah, that's nice. Well, I did a good job on this, Ray. Huh?
Yep.
I like that one.
At this point, Silva Shops was doing contract rebuilding work, and they were rebuilding Jeeps for Conrail and even Amtrak. And for do shakedown runs after a rebuild, they'd send it on the West Local to West Liberty. So here's the local pulling into Durant to do some work, and they've got one of those Conrail rebuilds along for the ride.
What's this, 30 years ago? It's over 30 years ago, huh? 40? April 1979. Huh. Oh, I like that one. That was nice.
Out by Anawan is eastbound with 4 units.
It's on the weekend.
I bet that sounded nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be on a weekend. I like that myself. Oh boy, look at that. Huh. It's a pleasure to watch these. Bring back memory.
It's my pleasure to share them for you, John.
What's that?
It's my pleasure to share them for you, John.
He said thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, that's a nice shot. I like that one.
Yep, same train at Sheffield.
Sheffield, that's been torn down, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, yep.
Oh,
Little rail vehicle there.
Sheffield, yeah. Nice shot. I like that one. Oh, downtown Davenport.
Yep, another westbound in downtown Davenport with another Conrail rebuild.
And rock rebuild.
Yep.
It's very nice, Eric. Brings back memories. Oh, look at this.
Yep.
Nice.
So as I mentioned, in the late 70s, RTA took over the commuter operations for the Rock Island. So with that, brought in these brand new F40s. So they used F40s and the Rock Island equipment, and they also used borrowed equipment, former Northwestern turned Amtrak equipment as well.
My father-in-law worked in that.
These are at 16th Street, Chicago.
There's a Standard Oil building there. There's one at Standard Oil, I think, isn't there? Oh, look at that, Ray. That's nice. Very, very nice.
Where's that at? Dalton or 16? Where is it?
That's 16th Street.
There's a cross from there.
16th Street.
That's right, yeah.
Every summer, the Royal American Shows Circus would put on a show in Davenport. And on this year, they ran the train in 2 sections west toward Des Moines. This is the first section up in northwest Davenport by Duck Creek near the Farnham House.
That's right.
About the 3rd car back is the Duck Creek Bridge.
That's nice. That's right. I like that. Look at that equipment, though. Very nice.
The window AC units are a nice touch on that passenger car.
Is this train still used or not?
No.
Well, I don't know.
No, 40 years ago.
Well, what's wrong with, it could be in service, I don't know. Okay, it's very nice though.
Well, this is the second section of the Royal American shows. Rock Island pulled the train down from the dry line yard in downtown Davenport and pulled west to West Davenport Yard on the Kansas City Main. And then here at West Davenport Tower, this switcher would tie onto the rear
Yeah,
and pull the train up, or at least be the pilot engine on the shove back up to
I like
the
that.
main line to go west toward Des Moines.
Very nice. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for showing these. Brings back
Yeah.
memories.
So now they're up on the main line in downtown Davenport on 5th Street, getting ready to head west toward Des Moines.
That's right.
Another westbound on the Des Moines Main at Locust Street in Davenport.
It's got to be full of trees after a while. A ton of trees
Yeah.
there.
This is pretty well covered with trees right now. Yep.
Yeah. This is
And
January presentation right here.
same train west of Walcott, the York Avenue crossing.
Huh. That's nice clean one. Look at that. Oh, what have I got here?
West end of the shops there at Silvis, with various rebuilds in various states in the process of rebuilding and ready for paint. So there is a definite value if you bought an undecorated model. Here you go. Here's your the real life undecorated model. Sneak peek inside Silver Shops. A couple of Conrail Jeeps, old Erie Lackawanna, getting ready for their tear down and rebuild.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
Fresh
That's nice
Amtrak.
and good.
Yep.
4,700 class number. Huh.
And lucky sevens.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice shot. I really like that one. Oh, look at this. Crossing the diamonds and oh, where was that? In,
Kelowna.
where's that, Ray?
Westbound at Kelowna.
Correct.
Kelowna, that's right. Yeah. Well, they got rid of all the diamonds later on.
And the next train was had covered wagons. Looks like 2 A8s and a couple of F9s, FP9s.
Oh, that's nice. I like that one. Looks like a storm coming up in the back.
Yep. Good shot of the connection with the BN there at Kelowna.
Yeah. And they changed that all later on so they wouldn't have the diamonds. They had a wreck there. I remember that.
The wreck that removed the diamond and forced the switches.
Uh-huh.
Caused them to change the alignment.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Nice to see these. Oh, I like that one too.
Back to 16th Street, this time under Rock Island operation of the commuters. Thought this was kind of interesting. A couple of the F units with just 2 cars. So.
Very nice. Don't you wish we could go back and do some of this?
Yep, and then pair E7s with the banker's train.
Those are Al Capone cars.
Yep.
Hmm. Oh, those are hybrid.
Freaking locals.
It's a Alco rebuilt by EMD.
Yep.
I like that one. That's a nice one. The signals.
Another westbound at Kelowna, featuring the eastbound control signals there for the diamond.
With real silver paint on it.
Is that right? Yeah. But the 4500. Wow, it's very nice. Very nice. Oh, that's a nice one.
The American
That's a
Rail
size.
Fan at Silvis.
That's right. That's what we call that.
Yep.
It looks good though. That costs the railroad's running bankrupt and they're paying $75,000 for the paint job. Can you believe that? Huh. I like that one. That's nice. How many of these units were saved, Eric? Do you know?
I don't know. No.
Well, they saved a couple of them, I hope. Well, there is a
Oh,
couple.
yeah, saved. Yeah, one E8 652 was saved, and then the E6 630 was saved.
Okay, good.
So just two.
Not the 643.
Yep.
It was saved?
This was not. No.
No. Okay. That's a nice one. Oh, it's got the slug in this one.
Yep, eastbound at 34th Street, Moline, with the newish slug. The Great American Energy Saver, what it says on the slug.
Is that I might have taken a piss tonight, hopefully. Okay. No, I didn't do that. I have to be judged. I had to feel alive. Okay, okay. I like that one. That's nice, right?
It's westbound at Walcott with 5. Looks like very brand new Jeep 40s.
Are they?
They look pretty fresh.
I don't know if they bought any Jeeps or not, Eric. At the end, they didn't have any money.
Well, and so this, remember, we're going backwards. So this is early 77. So this is when
Oh,
when
okay.
those G40s were coming in.
Hey, look at the wires on the side. That nice. That makes it look, gives it a little class.
Yep.
Oh, what's this?
This is a South Local at West Liberty. It's going to head down toward Columbus Junction and run down the BCR and N. So they're leaving the yard at West Liberty to head south.
It was a daily train, I think.
See the depot in the background.
Oh, guys, I'm throwing the switch. That's a nice one.
Yep,
I like that one. Little life, right?
Looks like they're all on
life right there.
Yeah. This is crossing the Milwaukee Road at Conesville, Iowa. So it's the original Milwaukee Road main line to Kansas City. They're crossing.
Huh.
Both of these are gone now.
Yep, both lines are gone. So don't even know, wouldn't even know they existed if you went out here.
Is there a bike path here?
No, no bike path.
Oh, that's a nice one. I like that one.
This is the Iowa River coming into Columbus Junction.
That's still doable, I think, isn't it?
Huh?
No, the big flood in 2008 destroyed this bridge, And the CP no longer serves that Tyson plant on the other side of the river. So they didn't want to, the railroad and Tyson did not want to rebuild the bridge, so they just abandoned it.
They tore it down?
Yep.
And
Well, that means tearing it down?
I don't know what disposition.
Okay. Oh, very
That's a
cool.
great shot.
I like that myself.
This
Nice
is the
little curve.
connection with the Kansas City main line, the Golden State route at Columbus Junction.
Who? Who fucked himself? I like that. Look at this one, right? That's a clean unit, isn't it?
More UP pull power at eastbound manifest at 34th Street, Moline.
This one. Very nice. Oh, that's pretty.
Couple of fresh rebuilds at Silvis.
I think the UP was thinking of buying a rock out at one time about here. Because of all the paperwork and all, it never got that stage to where it could happen. Remember that, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of reasons.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
So westbound between Sheffield and Mineral.
Okay.
About the same crossing with an eastbound.
Snowy day.
This is a westbound leaving Silvis Yard there right at the west. The crossover is right at the west end of the yard, right into East Moline.
Oh, I remember this one, yeah. There's a great crossing right there, if I remember. Is it?
Yep.
Up in
That's between 12th and 17th Streets, East Moline.
Very nice. That's a nice one.
Another westbound there in Moline. Nice variety of paint jobs on this westbound.
What is that, U25B?
Yep.
Looks like it, yeah.
Two of them.
Hey, each unit's different. Look at this one. Well, I wish I could go over and take more of these pictures today. Crossing. Oh, there's a crossing right there.
Yep. It's like the 41st Street crossing in Moline. Another westbound.
What John would typically do is have a whole year's worth of slides process, then take them in when he got his tax refund back, April, May. And then he'd have a whole bunch of slides, but they'd all be process date of May.
They would take them to the Kodak processing plant in New Jersey, and they'd be all done.
Yeah, so that's why you're behind sometimes 6 months on your processing.
What's that?
That's why you'd be 6 months or more later on your processing from when you actually took the photo.
Most people use their refrigerator for food. John used it for film.
What else would you do if you had a refrigerator? Oh, I like that one. That's a nice one.
Another westbound at those same crossovers, the west end of the yard.
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss those days.
What is it? I see.
We missed the days of the painted box cars for the railroads.
Yeah. Oh, what is it?
This is looks like the West Local out at approaching Durant, Iowa. Kind of neat to see a single, U-28. Combine's a nice touch too.
What's that?
There's a combine back there. See it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a nice one. I like that one, Durant.
Eastbound
I took a
at
picture of
Grant.
Station. Did I take a picture of Station at one time? I hope.
Yeah, you do have
Yeah.
rosters of the station. Yep. I didn't include it, but yeah, you did shoot the depot, John.
Oh, I'm glad I did. I was stupid not to. Oh,
that-
I did
that-
stupid things back then too.
Calm down.
Yeah, the elevator is also gone. So that grain elevator and the depot are both gone today.
Look at the signal light back there.
Yeah,
Nice, eh?
yeah.
Oh, I like that shot with the smoke.
Yeah,
Snow,
that's snow.
snow, yeah. Very, very nice. I got a good one.
Cold.
Where is this one?
This is just west of Walcott. Best I could tell is the York Avenue crossing at Walcott. I think you can just make out the
Track.
grain elevators for Walcott sticking out through the snow in the background.
What track was kept by the interstate? The one closest to us or the north track?
I think so. I'm not sure which one it was. It might have been the one closest to us. Looks like it would have been because that's the one with the
Just
welded
about
rail.
to look today, you say.
Well, that's why.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. I remember that. All the way to Chicago. The state or somebody gave money for it.
Well, this is on the Iowa side, so yeah, I think the Rock Island invested in this one. Westbound at that Farnham House crossing at Duck Creek in Davenport.
Huh.
Going up, going west toward Des Moines.
What's that signal for, Eric? Is that an approach to Missouri Division Junction?
Yeah, that'd be the next block signal before Missouri Division. I don't think there was another signal between there and down the bottom of the hill. So
That's a good one. I like that one. Look at that.
Mhm.
Boy, that white jumps out at you.
Oh, that's
yeah,
pretty.
West Davenport Yard, that fresh, bright white really kind of messed up the exposure a little bit, but it's hard to shoot. But,
It jumps out at you.
yep. Down on a different track is a weed spray train that the Rock Island was using at the time.
Uh-huh.
And coming down in the distance is a Milwaukee, westbound Milwaukee freight. I did not show a closer shot of that. I was keeping it true to Rock Island, but there is another shot of a pair of Milwaukee
I don't know if
S40s coming. So.
I don't know if it's moving or not.
I think so. Someone's got to put it in.
Oh. Okay. I like
Another
that one. That's
trip
a nice
back to 16th Street, Chicago.
Uh-huh.
A couple more commuter trains.
No RTA here yet?
No, this was pre-RTA.
A B unit. Look at that.
Yep.
Very nice.
And,
I like that. That's a nice one. Nice
yeah,
angle.
westbound actually passing the 16th Street Tower.
That tower still there, Eric?
Yes, it is. Yep,
They still use it, huh? Okay.
still used. Does not look very good, but it's still used.
Oh, a hybrid right there.
Yeah, one of the hybrids pulling intermodal past the past 16th Street.
Huh.
several U-boats sitting at the east end of the shops in Stovis. Now we got the Quad City Rocket pulling up for its stop in Geneseo on the eastbound morning run with 652. Depot at Geneseo is still standing, and I believe is where they want to make the new Amtrak stop if they ever get Amtrak running again to the Quad Cities. There's 6:30 on the commuter train at 16th Street. John, this is the other one that was saved.
What's that?
I'm bringing John back live. Somebody came in with some meds for him, so he shut his mic off.
Gotcha.
What about this?
This engine 630 was the other one that was saved.
This was saved.
Say, okay, they have two, right?
Yep.
Okay. I like that one. That's a nice one.
This is LaSalle Street Station.
I think they moved the station down a little bit, block or two. Did they not, Eric?
This has all been changed. It's all condos.
Is that right?
It's all been rebuilt, modernized.
Huh.
Now down in the background was this engine, the 4801 SW1. This one is making the news right now because it is currently Metra #1 that Metra just put up for auction.
Wow, cool.
Hey, we should buy it, right?
Sure.
So if you got deep pockets, you can buy yourself an SW1 from the Rock Island.
We'll give them Confederate money. That's okay. That's a nice shot, though. Snowy day.
Another view.
Oh.
Another view. A couple of spare coaches down here at the depot.
Al Trayon cars.
Yep.
Not Al Trayon. Al Capone. Al Trayon. I got really laughing here.
I'm laughing at John.
Al Trayon. Come on. Oh.
One of the rockets at Joliet, westbound in the evening. Back down to West Davenport, westbound, couple of rebuilds pulling into the yard.
The Golden State Maine.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Eric, are you including any pictures of the Golden State train?
Yes.
Any
Yep.
in here?
Yep.
There is in here? Oh,
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Have patience, John. Have patience.
Okay. I rode that train from Davenport to Chicago.
Yeah, this is the 20th Century Railroad Club. They helped sponsor and paint the 652 in the Independence colors, and they ran an excursion to Bureau on May 16th, 1976. So this is that excursion leaving downtown Chicago off Roosevelt Road.